Your exams are soon, you've not started your revision, and you're like, what do I do? I'm scared. Don't freak out. This video is going to tell you exactly how you need to be starting a revision if you haven't begun yet. Still, time to get those grades that you're aiming for. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. On today's episode of Sustainable Study Secrets, I want to talk about how you can actually start a revision when you really don't have much time left. Look, doing some revision is always better than doing none, and step one to doing any sort of effective work is to stop panicking. If you panic, it's over for you. Do not panic, and you will get better grades. I need you to take it one step at a time. Understand that if you've not started a revision, you've got everything to revise. Don't let that overwhelm you. You need to understand that not everything needs the same amount of attention. You can't afford, at this point, to be wasting time memorizing, revising, doing practice on those topics that you're really comfortable with. Let's take GCSE maths, for example. On the GCSE maths spec, you have counting money, but you also have things like quadratic nth term equations. Which of those am I more uncomfortable with? For me, I'm fine with counting money. I work in a supermarket, so I probably actually just won't revise that topic. If it comes up, I know that I'm going to get it. Point being, you need to start with your weak areas. And don't click off this video just yet. I'm going to explain how you should take this one step at a time. If you've not started revision, understand that if there are loads of topics you're like, oh my goodness, I don't understand this, it's often because it relies on you understanding and knowing the content from an earlier lesson. If I learned in one lesson that multiplication is the inverse of division, but then I couldn't figure out how I rearranged an equation, that relies on the fundamental understanding that division is the inverse of multiplication. So if I go through the content and I learned that first, rearranging equations is going to be made 10 times easier because I actually understand what I'm doing. If you've not started revision yet, start with the things that you misunderstood first. How do you decide what you do and you don't know? This is where you use a RAG checklist. You've probably heard this before, but essentially you download the specification from your exam board's website. So let's say I'm doing A-level biology, AQA. I would just search into Google, AQA, biology, A-level, and the specification will come up. It'd be the first thing. I would get that checklist, and this literally outlines everything that you need to know for your exams. And you're going to go through it. You're going to use the traffic light system or your red, amber, green checklist. Highlight things in red that you're really uncomfortable with. Amber, you're a bit shaky. You wouldn't fail if it came up on the exam, but you wouldn't be too happy. And then green, you know it. If you don't have much time, you need to focus on those red areas because understanding those is going to have the biggest impact on your grade. Finally, if you've not started revising, you won't understand the value of doing practice paper questions. I'd say a good half of your revision should be dedicated to applying that knowledge in an exam setting. So doing practice questions, doing entire practice papers under time conditions, all well and good knowing all of the history content, but if you can't write a 30-mark essay, then you're not going to get a good grade. Again, same with every subject. It's one thing to know the content, it's another to get a good grade. If you want help with structuring your revision, be sure to check my channel because I've got an entire video on how you can make an effective revision timetable, sharing exactly what I did in my revision in order to get all A stars and almost all grade 9s. And I'm going to be posting every single day until your exams roll around, so be sure to subscribe and follow along for the next episode of Sustainable Study Secrets. Okay, bye. Love you guys.